Everything they taught you was designed to keep you in a cage, to follow, to obey, to stay small. But you feel it, don't you? That pull, that whisper in the back of your mind, telling you that there's more, that you were meant for more. This is not just another lesson. This is a reset, a recalibration, a complete destruction of the lies that have shaped you. You will not be the same person when you finish this. Because once you open your eyes, once you see the truth, there is no going back. The world is yours. But first, you must unlearn everything. Lesson 1 begins now. Lesson 1. The illusion of external answers. They told you the answers were out there, that success was a map, that if you followed the right path, read the right books, listen to the right voices, you'd make it. They lied. How many times have you chased the next big thing? The job, the title, the money. How many times have you looked at someone else and thought, if I had what they have, I'd finally be happy. And yet, no matter how much you take, no matter how much you achieve, that hollow feeling never leaves. Because you were looking in the wrong place. Everything you need has been inside you from the beginning. But you never stopped to look. You never stopped to listen. Because they made you believe that you weren't enough, that you needed more, that you needed them. But the truth is brutal. No one is coming to save you. No book, no mentor, no God will hand you the key to your own prison. You must break the chains yourself. Stop chasing. Stop waiting. Look within. Sit in the silence and ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? What do I believe when the world isn't telling me what to think? What if the thing I've been running from is the thing I need to face? It will be uncomfortable. It will be terrifying. But it is the only way. Because the moment you realize that no external force can give you the life you crave, that the power has always been yours, that is the moment you become unstoppable. Not because you found the answer, but because you finally understood where to look. Lesson 2. Who are you? Really? They gave you a name. They gave you a number, a title, a role, a place in their machine, and you believed it. You walk through life saying, this is who I am. But tell me, who told you that? Who decided that this body, this face, this job, this history is all you are? They programmed you to identify with the surface, your past, your failures, your achievements. They made you think that if you stripped all of it away, there would be nothing left. But the truth is, that's where the real you begins. You say, I know who I am. I know my name, my age, my story. But if I took all of that from you, who would remain? You are not your name. You are not your job. You are not your scars, your sins, or your suffering. You are something deeper, something untouched by the weight of this world. Most people will never find out what that is. They will live and die trapped in their labels, defined by what others see. Because it's easier that way. But you feel it, don't you? The pull, the whisper beneath the noise, telling you there's more. And that's why you're here. So ask yourself, not who you were told to be, not who the world expects you to be, but who you are when no one is looking, who you are when everything is stripped away, because that is the real you. And until you meet that version of yourself, you will never be free. Lesson 3. The barriers to success. They say success is rare, that only a chosen few will ever rise above the rest, that most people are destined to struggle, to fight for scraps, to settle for less than they truly want. And they're right, but not for the reasons you think. The world doesn't hold you back. The system isn't stopping you. The greatest barrier between you and the life you crave is you. From the moment you were born, you were conditioned. They fed you rules, limitations, and quiet little lies that shape the way you see yourself and the way you see the world. Money is hard to earn. You have to be realistic. Not everyone is meant for greatness. And without question, you absorbed it all. But the worst part? It wasn't just the words. It was the people. Look around you. Most people don't think. They react. They move like ghosts, following routines they never chose, living lives they never questioned. And because you were surrounded by it, you became part of it. Not by choice, by exposure. But here's the truth no one wants you to know. Success isn't reserved for the lucky. It isn't given to the special. It belongs to the ones who break free. Free from the programming. Free from the crowd. Free from the weight of a past that no longer serves them. You want success? Then stop moving like the 95%. Stop waiting for permission. Stop accepting the rules they gave you as law, and start thinking for yourself. Because the ones who break the mold, the ones who reject the script, the ones who say, "I will decide who I become," they are the ones who rise. So tell me, will you be one of them? Lesson 4. Thinking for yourself. Look around. Most people are trapped. They wake up, they follow the script. They obey the invisible rules that were handed to them before they were even old enough to question them. They go to school, they get the job, they buy what they're told to buy, they believe what they're told to believe, and they call that life. But what they don't realize is that they were never truly alive. They exist, they function, but they do not think. They don't ask, "Why do I do this? Why do I believe this? Who decided that this was the way life should be?" And because they never ask, they never escape. Tell me, when was the last time you had an original thought? Not a recycled opinion? Not a belief you inherited from your parents, your teachers, or the voices on the screen, but a thought that was truly your own. Because that is the difference between those who rise and those who remain trapped. The ones who rise question everything. They do not blindly accept. They do not follow without reason. They stop. They analyze. They decide for themselves. And that decision, that single act of defiance against the program, is the moment they take control of their own destiny. But let's be clear, this is not easy. Thinking for yourself will isolate you. It will make you an outcast. You will start to see the world differently. And in doing so, you will see the people around you for what they really are. Prisoners who love their chains. They will resent you for questioning what they have accepted. They will tell you you're crazy, that you're arrogant, that you should stop, be realistic, fall in line. And most people will listen. Most people will fold, because it's easier to be accepted than it is to be free. But if you are hearing these words, if you feel the pull deep inside you to be more, to see more, to know more, then you already know that you cannot go back. So here is my challenge to you. Starting today, question everything. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, am I doing this because I chose to? Or because I was told to? When you make a decision, ask, is this what I actually want? Or is this what I was conditioned to want? And most importantly, when someone tells you what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, who you are and who you are not, ask yourself, do they truly know? Or are they just repeating what someone else told them? Because the moment you start to think for yourself, The moment you stop following the herd, the moment you refuse to be another cog in their machine, that is the moment you become dangerous. That is the moment you become free. Lesson 5. The power of visualization. Close your eyes. Strip away the noise, the doubts, the voices telling you who you are and who you aren't. Now picture yourself standing at the edge of a cliff. Behind you is everything you've ever known. Your past, your fears, your failures, your limitations, the version of you that settled, that hesitated, that obeyed. Ahead of you is the unknown, the version of you that hasn't been born yet, the one who has broken free, the one who has everything. But between the two, a gap, a space so wide, so deep, that most people never cross it. They stand on the edge, staring into the abyss, too afraid to take the first step. And then they turn back. They go back to the job they hate, the life they didn't choose, the small, safe, comfortable existence that was handed to them. They tell themselves, one day I'll try again. But that day never comes, because they never learned the truth. The gap is an illusion. It isn't real. The only thing separating you from the life you want is the image in your mind. Because here's the secret they never taught you. Before you can create anything in the real world, you must first create it in your mind. Every skyscraper was once just an idea. Every empire was once just a vision. Every legend, every warrior, every success story, all of them started the same way, with someone closing their eyes and seeing it before the world ever could. And if they could do it, why not you? The problem is, most people never see themselves winning. They only see their fears. They visualize failure, disappointment, rejection, and then they wonder why their lives reflect exactly that. But you are going to do something different. You are going to see yourself as the person you were meant to be. Not the weak version, not the one society molded, but the real you. The one who stands tall, the one who does not beg for permission, the one who walks through fire and does not break. And when you see it clearly enough, when you feel it, taste it, breathe it, the world will have no choice but to bend to your vision. Because the universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you expect. And if you expect small, you will get small. But if you expect dominance, if you expect greatness, if you expect to win, then nothing and no one can stop you. So I ask you one question. When you close your eyes, what do you see? Lesson 6. Setting clear, specific goals. Vague dreams create vague results. Most people walk through life saying they want success. They want money. They want happiness. But if you ask them how much money, they say, a lot. If you ask them what success means, they say, being better off. If you ask them what happiness looks like, they hesitate. They stutter. Because they have never truly decided. And that is why they fail. Because a man without a target will never hit anything. Look around you. Most people are drifting, waiting for life to hand them something. A break, an opportunity, a miracle. But life does not reward the passive. It does not care about wishes, hopes, or empty ambition. It rewards the precise. The ones who know exactly what they want, how much they want, by when they want it, and what they are willing to sacrifice to get it. So let's make this simple. What, doctor, you want? Not what your parents wanted. Not what society told you to want. What do you want? Say it. Write it. Carve it into your mind so deeply that it becomes part of your DNA. And don't you dare be vague. You don't want to be rich. You want to make $1 million in the next 3 years. You don't want to be successful. You want to build a business that generates $100,000 a month. You don't want to be happy. You want a life where you wake up every morning with power and purpose. And when you decide, when you commit to something so specific it burns, that is when the shift happens. Because your brain is a weapon, and like any weapon, it needs a target. The moment you give it one, it begins working to make it real. You will start seeing opportunities that were invisible before. You will attract the right people, the right circumstances, because your subconscious mind is now locked in. And if you don't believe it, try this. Write your goal on a card. A single, clear, undeniable goal. Carry it with you. Read it every morning, every night. Repeat it until it is burned into your soul. And watch. Watch as your mind bends reality to match the image you created. Watch as the world moves to clear the path for you. Watch as what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Because the ones who win in life, they do not wish. They do not wander. They do not wait. They decide. And once the decision is made, nothing can stop them. So tell me, have you decided yet? Lesson 7. Mastering your attitude. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day, thoughts flood in. Doubt, fear, excuses. A constant war between what you want and what you fear. Most people lose this battle before they even step onto the field. They wake up, check their phone, let the world dictate their mood before they even take their first breath of the day. And then they wonder why their lives feel out of control. But here's the truth. It's not the world that's against you. It's your attitude. Your attitude is the filter through which you see everything. It's the deciding factor between success and failure, between power and weakness, between rising and breaking. The weak wake up and ask, what will the world do to me today? The strong wake up and say, what will I do to the world today? Do you see the difference? Because here's what they never taught you. You don't have to react to life. You can control it. You can choose your thoughts. You can decide how you feel, how you act, how you respond. But most people never do. Because reacting is easier than controlling. The moment something goes wrong, they break. They complain. They blame their circumstances, their past, the government, their boss, their parents, anything but themselves. Because taking responsibility for your own attitude, that requires power, that requires discipline, that requires a level of self-mastery most people are too weak to develop. But not you. You are not weak. You are not average. You are not like them. So from this moment forward, you control your mind. You do not react. You respond. You do not complain. You adapt. You do not break. You bend reality to your will. If you wake up tired, you decide to be energized. If life hits you, you decide to hit back harder. If negativity creeps in, you cut it off at the root. Because your attitude is not something you wait for. It is something you command. And when you master it, nothing can stop you. Not setbacks, not failures, not fear. Because you will no longer be controlled by what happens to you. You will be controlled only by the unshakable force that you have become. So tell me, are you ready to take back control? Lesson 8. Reprogramming the subconscious mind. You think you're in control. You believe that your decisions are yours, that your actions, your habits, your desires, they come from you. But what if I told you? You've been programmed since birth, not by choice, not by force, but by repetition. They told you who you were before you could speak. They told you what was possible before you could think. And without question, you believed them. You were taught your limits, taught what success means, taught that life is supposed to be a struggle. And now, that programming runs you, like a virus in your mind, dictating your every move. You say you want success, but the subconscious beliefs you carry still whisper, you don't deserve it. It's too hard. You'll never be more than this. And because those thoughts are buried so deep, they feel like truth. But they're not. They never were. And that is why most people fail. They try to change their life without changing their mind. They chase money while believing wealth is evil. They seek success while believing they aren't worthy of it. They want love while believing they'll never be enough. It is impossible to escape a prison you refuse to see. But here's the secret. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between truth and lies, between what is real and what is repeated. And if it was programmed once, it can be reprogrammed. So here is your new command. From this moment forward, you will no longer let the past dictate your future. You will rewrite the script. You will rewire the code. You will become who you decide to be. How? The same way you were programmed in the first place. Through repetition. Every morning, before the world poisons your mind, you will feed it the truth. You will speak the words. You will see the vision. You will feel the power of who you are becoming. And you will do this every day until your subconscious has no choice but to obey. Because the mind is a machine. It follows what it is given. And from this moment forward, you will give it power. You will give it dominance. You will give it the command to rise. And then, watch as your world changes to match the new force you have become. Because you are no longer a slave to the old program. You are the architect of your mind. And nothing can stop you now. If you've made it this far, you're not like the rest. You're not here for comfort. You're here for truth, for power, for mastery over yourself and your life. To those returning, you already know what this is. You've felt the shift. You've embraced the fire. And you keep coming back because you refuse to be ordinary. You are the few, the relentless, the ones who rise. And to those who are new, welcome to the GrimFace movement. This isn't for everyone. This isn't for the weak. This is for those who dare to think for themselves, who dare to break free, who dare to become something more. Here, we don't follow the rules. We rewrite them. We don't wait for permission. We take what's ours. If you're ready to step out of the shadows, if you're ready to claim your mind, your power, and your future, then this is your call to action. Subscribe, stay locked in, and prepare yourself. Because this is only the beginning. Welcome to GrimFace. Now let's go build something legendary.